Like Water for Chocolate connects surprisingly deeply with ACIM themes because the story revolves around repression, emotional energy, attachment, inherited conditioning, and the consequences of unexpressed mind. In the film, emotions literally enter the food and affect everyone who eats it. From an ACIM perspective, that can be seen symbolically rather than magically. Mind extends. The course repeatedly teaches that thoughts are not private in the way the ego imagines. Not because emotions float around as mystical substances necessarily, but because consciousness is relational and expressive. The state of mind we hold affects the field around us. Resentment tightens, fear contracts, joy opens, peace extends. Tita cooks while carrying longing, grief, passion, sorrow, tenderness, rage. The meals become carriers of unconscious content. ACIM would say the form is secondary. The mind behind the form is what gives it meaning. The kitchen in the movie becomes almost like the split mind itself. Transformation happens there. Raw ingredients become nourishment or distortion, depending on the consciousness infused into them. One major ACM theme in the film is the tyranny of inherited rules. Tita is trapped by family tradition. The youngest daughter cannot marry and must care for the mother. Nobody questions the structure initially because it is just the way things are. That mirrors the ego thought system perfectly. The ego is inherited conditioning masquerading as reality, roles, obligations, identity structures, guilt-based loyalty, fear of disobedience. ACIM constantly asks, who told you this identity was truth? Mama Elena represents the authoritarian ego structure. Control through guilt, fear, duty, suppression, and emotional denial. She mistakes hardness for strength. The ego often presents lovelessness as maturity. Control yourself, don't feel. Duty first, sacrifice authenticity, endure. But repression does not transcend desire, it distorts it. That is one of the deepest psychological truths in both the film and ACM. What is denied unconsciously tends to return symbolically, emotionally, or explosively. The famous scene where everyone becomes overwhelmed emotionally after eating the wedding cake reflects this eruption of denied feeling. The grief was already present in the field of mind. The food simply revealed it. ACM does not teach emotional suppression. It teaches bringing illusions to awareness without making them identity. That distinction matters. Some spiritual paths accidentally turn transcendence into emotional numbing. There is no world, so feelings don't matter. But buried pain still acts from underneath perception when not honestly exposed. The film also explores special love relationships intensely. Tita and Pedro are bound by longing, attachment, fantasy, frustration, possession, and idealization. ACM would say the ego often converts love into scarcity. You complete me. I cannot be whole without you. My salvation depends on this person. That creates suffering because the relationship becomes loaded with identity needs. Yet the film also contains genuine tenderness and devotion underneath the attachment dynamics. ACM does not deny the experience of human love. It invites purification of its purpose. The transformation is from love me so I can be complete to love extends because completeness already is. There is also a powerful thread around embodiment and sensuality. Unlike some rigid spiritual systems that reject the body entirely, the film recognizes that aliveness moves through sensation, beauty, taste, sexuality, tears, warmth, music, cooking. ACIM would not say the body itself is sinful. It would say the body becomes a communication device reflecting the purpose assigned by mind. In the movie, food communicates what words cannot. That is profoundly ACIM-like. The unspoken becomes visible through form. Fire is another recurring symbol. Passion, life force, desire, destruction, transformation. Unintegrated passion burns chaotically. Integrated passion illuminates. The ego fears intensity because intensity threatens control. So it either represses passion or indulges it unconsciously. ACM points toward another possibility, desire purified into extension rather than possession. And the ending matters symbolically too. The consuming fire at the end can be interpreted as annihilation of repression, collapse of the old identity structure, passion transcending form, or the ego's inability to contain the intensity of unlived truth. But there is a caution here too. The ego can romanticize suffering and longing as proof of love. ACIM challenges that directly. Pain is not evidence of depth. Obsession is not devotion. Emotional intensity is not automatically holiness. Sometimes people become more attached to yearning than to peace itself. The deeper invitation in both ACIM and the film may be this: when love is no longer imprisoned by fear, control, duty, or suppression, it stops burning destructively and begins nourishing life naturally, like heat rightly used in cooking, transformative instead of consuming.